All right, my fellow agents, it is I, X7, your agent of stop motion animated awesomeness. And also, well, this stop motion's pretty darn good here. We are going to be talking about The Equinox, a journey into the supernatural or some such. It is the 70-minute version, the 1967 completed movie that was then sold to uh, Jack Harris to turn into Equinox. So it's a little different. The narrative is actually a bit better, but the movie is more polished. We'll get into it. Before we do, though, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this movie. I mean, this version in comparison to the theatrical release. This was long thought lost, but then it was found, I want to say in the early O's, or somebody came across it. And I saw it on a pretty washed out videotape with the producer of the DVD himself, one Brock Duchesne. So there it is there, and it's called Journey into the Supernatural. So, having said all that, let's dive in and let's open the book and dive in.
A world-famous scientist, greatest living master of the occult, has mysteriously vanished. In his place, a huge and fearsome prehistoric monster suddenly appears. What happened to Dr. Waterman? Only one man, last to see him alive, knows. And now he finds himself in deadly peril. The weird, the unbelievable, the supernatural come alive before your very eyes in Equinox. The invisible barrier between good and evil, between light and the forces of darkness. What is the secret of the 1,000-year-old book? See 4 teenage boys and girls fight a devil cult for their lives, their sanity, their eternal souls in Equinox. In supernatural color. Equinox!
Okay, the movie starts out pretty much the same. It's still told in flashback. You get the big explosion. I mean, for a low budget movie like $6,000, they put a lot of it onto the screen. Susan's dead. Is that her name, Susan? Yeah, Susan's dead. Susan's dead already, and Dave is running up there. That's Jim. Uh, oh, that's not Jim Danforth. I thought that was uncredited, uh, whoever it was, but I'm wrong. I think that is Jim Danforth, though. Uh, if Brock ever sees this, he'll let me know because he knows all. There is the original title, nothing particularly exciting. The sequence is pretty much the same with the timepieces, which is cool. Big old Dennis's copyright is just as big as the title. And he's Edward Connell is going by his real name here, Skip Scheimer, Barbie Hewitt, Frank Bonner, Frank Boris Jr., and Robin Snyder. And then David and Dennis, matte artist Jim Danforth, who's a wonderful matte artist, and Mark written and co-directed and produced and directed. Yeah. So again, the reporter's there. David's got his. Mike Ross is back, and then we go to the flashbacks with seeing the professor or Dr. Waterman being attacked right away. We get Taurus right there. More Cross. He attacks the reporter there. Reporter Sloan, and they have to patch him up, and then we start listening to that. There is a shot of David Fielding reading a Playboy in here. I couldn't get a great enough capture of it, but this particular print comes from, I want to say it was a Let's see. It was from a 3/4 inch tape, a videotape, but I'm not 100% sure. That was the only one. So there are some parts where it gets fuzzy, and we'll see some of those just for historical reference. But um, this guy here just disappears after this. They like each other already, and of course, um, Jim and Vicky are already a couple. They're like, get on with it, dudes. Rent a room. Dave can't do anything right. Blows the picture taken. He needs to settle down, Dave. Frank's talking about this new technology where you can, it's a Polaroid. See, a lot of the shots just came out right the same. There's our cephalopod creature I was told didn't exist or that I dreamed. Ha! Ha ha! And just some weird effects there. I did not do that. That was on the tape or in the on the disc. Still came from the excellent Criterion DVD. You should buy it if you can. But there are some shots, different shots here and there. There's the miniature, and there's the castle, of course, in Bronson Canyon. All this. Now, this was not in the original. I don't remember seeing this last time I watched it just recently. It's kind of gross. And then the old man Keklin gives them the book, and out they go. And they yelled at each other for not bringing any food, but somehow they have food. And they get the book open. There's no problem with that this time. It's not locked like it is in the original in the 70 theatrical release. That's what I need to call it. Waterman dies, disappears because they resurrect him. And now they're looking at the castle, and it's disappeared. And then they realize why. And Taurus shows back up, same rocks, same everything. There's a shot where the lesser quality shows up, and then he kills him the same way. But I figure we don't have to see that again. Gets springs back to life and dies. He disappears. Old Jim goes back for the camera because they need photographic evidence and finds out that it's been destroyed and the film has been exposed. So out of luck. But he seems to be pretty good. And then they suddenly have chicken. A little continuity error there, but what do you expect for $6,000 or even $7,000? I mean, they just couldn't. It was hard. I mean, the fact that these kids, all of them, and they were probably, you know, between the ages of, according to the booklet from the DVD, between 17 and probably 20 or 25 for the actors. Maybe. I doubt they were even that old, but they were all young and had no idea what they were doing. They sort of knew, but they invented a whole bunch of stuff while they were doing it. I mean, not invented, but made use of, figured out how to do things. There's the note, and then we get another flashback. And here's something interesting. There's a skeleton, which does not appear in the theatrical print. And if that doesn't look like a deadite, I don't know what does. But the cross will protect him. So they don't build their own protective talismans out of wood. That's added in there. And you can see they age. They do age. They try their best to make them look young, the same age. But, the hair's, it's just hard when a movie is done in 67, shopped around, and then they have to collect everybody and get them back. Uh-oh, what's that? It's the ape monster. Now, you saw this 8mm movie copy, and Ken Film said told Brock they didn't even have a copy. They didn't even sell Equinox. Sent him a catalog with Equinox in it where it says, "Beware the ape monster," with Taurus plastered right over there. That's the blue critter there. And this is where Jim should have had broken ribs, if not been outright killed, or Dave should have been outright killed, but he needed a rocket launcher. And they go in there. Dave finds the fake Jim. Real Jim is dead. They get into the same fight, tussle. And then we have this shot, which they just used a fade where he turns into the devil, or the demon anyway. It's never just said it was the devil. But and then we're headed toward the end. The movie runs 71 minutes. I thought it was only 60. And maybe the tape originally was, or this tape I saw might have been an incomplete version anyway. But there's some shots they left out of here as well for some reason, where he flies through the woods. He picks Susan up and drops her, doesn't kill her. Once again, that tiny cross cowers this thing. I mean, you have to believe in it, but she's still alive until here's another shot where it goes through there where you can't quite see the. I mean, it's very fuzzy. So I'm glad they included it because it needs to be in there. Whether it's not there, they drop the cross. Somehow Dave gets it back. David does. That's a great looking. Runs into the cross again. Lots of fire. And he goes explodey, but then in a year and a day you'll be dead. And then it fades into the tape winding, so that's kind of cool. He's like, nothing. Let me know if there's a suicide or something. That'll be interesting. And I think this mask up here is kind of interesting. As he walks out, he sees the resurrected evil Susan twitching there, and the end. And yes, I really, really, I had to write that so I wouldn't forget. I really wanted to add the question mark. So it's a very interesting. I'm glad they found it. I'm glad it's preserved. It needs to be because Dennis Muren has more Oscars than probably any living person, and from all accounts is a great person. The DVD has a commentary with him. I want to say with Jim Danforth and Mark McGee, who is just as disparaging as anything and really funny. On this version, it's got both Jack Wood, the late Jack Harris, and Jack Woods on the theatrical cut, which is also very interesting. And again, it's got a whole disc full of other fun stuff to look at and watch. It does not include any of the 8mm versions. So, since this is so very short, I'll put in I've got the 3-minute version loaded up, and we can see that. I do not have the 8mm version, or Super 8mm, which is the one Brock did get, which is, it gets the story across. It's, if you like the movie, that's why you would buy the 8mm the 8mm films, because you just wanted to have it. I had several, but Brock's the one that bought this one. Ordered it directly from them, and then was told that it didn't exist. Still a great story. I wish he'd have put that in there, that anecdote, but just because it really, I think he told them, because he was out there when he made produced it. He was with them a lot out there in Hollywood. But tomorrow is a book review, and I'm just giving you a general sense here of what the book might be. Now, it's because Ace Frehley passed away, and I wanted to honor his memory still. It's not really a horror book or comic book, but that's just what we're getting. And I haven't watched it. I haven't read the book. Well, anyway, we'll talk about that later. So once again, let me know what you think about this movie. And until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off and phasing out. I like that I put Ace in here. And that was long before this happened. He passed.